Universal could be described as Disney Parks' biggest rival, with its most visited theme park, Universal Studios Japan, rapidly gaining on Disney's Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, although these are both a far cry from the almost 21 million annual visitors that the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World brings in each year. Whether it's rivals like Ford vs. Chevy, or Pepsi vs. Coke, or even newer ones like the one we're talking about today, Disney vs. Universal, you would think that these companies would never want to help each other. But did you know that there's multiple cases of Disney IP inside Universal Parks? I'm not quite talking about Mickey Mouse running around on the Mummy ride, but let's take a look at a couple examples today. There are sometimes even whole lands dedicated to Disney IP at Universal Parks. Today we're going to take a look at some of these cases and figure out how they came to be. You'll start to see a common thread between them all, but that answer will come later, so let's get started. Our first case takes us to Universal's Islands of Adventure in Orlando, Florida.
A behind-the-scenes look at the world's most technologically advanced 21st century theme park. Universal Studios Islands of Adventure.
Marvel Superhero Island was an opening day land at Universal's Islands of Adventure when the park itself opened on May 28, 1999. The land features attractions themed to iconic Marvel characters such as the Hulk with the Incredible Hulk coaster, or Spider-Man with the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man 3D motion ride. When these rides opened in 1999, Marvel was still an independent studio that was a shell of its former self. All that changed with the release of Iron Man in 2008. The film was a box office hit and launched the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU. The MCU idea caught Disney's attention, which in turn gave them the bright idea to acquire Marvel in 2009 for $4.24 billion, which looks like a bargain now. With the purchase of Marvel, Disney announced that Marvel characters would soon start to appear in Disney parks worldwide, including Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida. There's one problem with this though, and that's that Universal had exclusive rights to these characters. Right? Well, not quite. Universal had exclusive rights to certain characters like the ultra-popular Hulk or Spider-Man, but not to lesser-known characters like Star-Lord of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, who's ever heard of them, right? This is what's allowing Disney to build the new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster at Epcot, allowing Marvel IP to appear at both theme parks. Let's move on to our next case. The Simpsons Ride is a 3D motion simulator found at Universal Studios Florida and Hollywood. Upon its opening in May of 2008 at both locations, it proved to be a big hit for the parks and it got really good critical reception. The relatively small licensing fee that Universal was paying to Fox looked like a great deal, with Universal even building an entire city block dedicated to Springfield and The Simpsons at Universal Studios Hollywood and a similar area in Florida. The Simpsons now had a massive part in Universal's strategy, but something big was about to change. In late 2017, Disney announced their intentions to buy Fox, which included The Simpsons IP. Comcast, the owner of Universal, launched a rival bid in the hope that they could get access to Fox's massive film assets before Disney could, but they soon lost the bidding war to the House of Mouse. This purchase gave Disney the rights to, as I previously mentioned, Fox's massive historic film library, including The Simpsons amongst many other historic properties. This is yet another case of Disney IP being in the Universal Studios theme parks. Now, I have to admit, this last one is cheating just a little bit, but up until its recent renovation into Jurassic World The Ride, you could see a pair of Mickey Mouse ears floating in the water near a wrecked boat. Not quite licensed IP, but hey, it still counts. These are just a few examples of a very bizarre twist to the Disney and Universal saga. The common thread I mentioned before is Disney loves to purchase companies. They're building a massive backlog of IP to develop into new shows, movies, and attractions. Universal better watch out because you never know who Disney may buy next. I'm looking at you, Paramount. This has been Codemic with the legacy of Disney and Universal Parks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya real soon.